Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 PSN review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Rocket Knight, which, don't worry if you're sitting out there thinking this is a rip-off of a game, it's not, it's actually a new game in an old series. You may recognise it from Sparkster because Sparkster was the Rocket Knight. So it's the new game in the Sparkster series. Never played one of them before, I'm gutted that I never got the chance to, so I can't say if this is faithful to the original. But I can say that personally I think it's a very fun old school style platformer with also a cool shoot 'em up bit. So, anyway, at the start you've got the arcade mode, then you've got free play. Free play allows you to play any of the levels you've unlocked so far. 14 levels set over 4 worlds, so not the longest game, but it still does last you a canny while, and there's replayability, and I'll mention why. Leaderboards is obviously leaderboards, helping options, basic stuff. You can choose a few settings like music and vibration, you can view your controls, you can view the story up till now, and bonus content is just a couple of costumes you can unlock. So I'm going to start off at the most logical point, the beginning. So I'll just cut into it, and I will mention that there's 2 difficulties on the game. So first thing to mention is that you do get a few cutscenes, and you can skip them if you want to, but it's one of those that don't last long, and they're well done basically. So anyway, what to mention? Top right you've got your score, top middle you've got your time of how long you've took, top left you've got a bar that's charging at the moment, that is your bar for your rocket boost and stuff like that. Then you've got your health and your lives. So this is the first thing I need to mention about replayability, collecting gems and that. There's all sorts of collectibles on the levels, so the replayability's there if you want to, you know, get perfect scores and get all the gems and crystals and stuff like that. So if you're that type of gamer, and personally I am, then you're going to get some replayability out of that. If not, then to be fair, there isn't really much other than just trying to, again, collect those and beat high scores. So anyway, you've got a few things that you can do. You can attack with a square button. You've then got a load of different boost powers using the circle button. Circle on its own does that. You can then hold the direction and boost somewhere, and you can bounce off walls, so ricochet off walls and that. You can just go straight forward if you want to. It is an attack as well. You can fire with the triangle button, and all those things, except melee, as I've already mentioned, will take some of your boost bar. So it's one of those, you have to be careful with how you're using it, because you will come up to sections where you've got to boost over a gap, and if you've been too busy attacking like mad doing things like that instead of just hitting the square button, then you'll have to sit around waiting for your boost bar to charge. That is if you can afford to sit around waiting for it to charge. So, as I say it, with collectibles, the health things are actually collectibles as well, and there's a few other things you can get, and it tells you how many you got out of how many at the end of a level, so you know where you're missing things, and it's just then a case of exploring. So anyway, this is the platform style section. I'm now going to cut into the shoot 'em up section, which I actually think is really good. They've done it really well, and there are obviously boss battles on the game, so I'll show a boss off as well. So this is the shoot 'em up section. What can you do on this then? Well, circle allows you to basically boost around and much faster so you can avoid things. Square is your attack, and you can hold square to actually do a charge attack. And the whole point is to kill the enemies, but it doesn't matter if you get them all. So you kill the enemies, go left to right, and basically it's just like a normal shoot 'em up. So that works really well. As I say, it's the type of thing that you could have almost made a game entirely out of these levels, because it's just really good. So, I don't know, maybe in the sequel, if they do another sequel or anything, we'll get a few more of them, or maybe the sequel will just be a spin-off shoot 'em up. So, there's nothing really much left to actually mention about the shoot 'em up section, so I'm going to cut into the boss. So, this is the first main boss. You get a boss at the end of the shoot 'em up section, but it's not really anything grand, it's just fighting your evil self type thing, I suppose is probably the best way to put it. So, the whole point is you have to figure out how to beat him and where to hurt him. You can do a few things that I haven't actually mentioned yet, like you can knock dynamite and bombs and that away by hitting the square button. You can also do a bit of a boost in the air just by pushing the X button, and it just allows you to hover a little bit. When you're on reels, you can actually spin on them as well, and when you double tap circle, if you've got enough power, you've just seen it there, then you can do a bit of a spin attack with it. But other than that, that's pretty much all your moveset, and as you might have figured, seeing as I've just showed it anyway, while I didn't really mean to do spoilers, as you might have figured, the whole point of fighting this boss is you kick the crap out of his mask. Now you can do that in many ways. You can do it with your attacks, or you can knock the dynamite back up to him and hope it hits him, and it just pretty much works like a normal boss battle. So there's not really much left to say about the game, other than that if you like the old series, hopefully you'll like this one. As I say it, never played, can't say if it's faithful or anything, but if you like old school style games, then it's definitely worth looking at, and graphically and musically it's pretty well done, so I'm just going to shut up and leave you with a bit of the music while I fight the boss. So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least found it helpful. You might have noticed I didn't score the game. Well, that's because it's a matter of personal opinion, and yours may very well differ from my own. I'm just here to show you a bit about the game. If you like it or not, well, that's up to you. If you don't like it, or you do like it, feel free to comment. Also, if I haven't answered any of your questions that you may have had, I might have forgot something, or it might just be something obscure. Again, feel free to comment, ask, always willing to help out. Otherwise, if you don't like commenting on YouTube, head over to www.vc-forums.com, where you can chat with me and a bunch of other lads who love the VC, the WiiWare, and hell, even a lot of other systems. We cater to pretty much everything. You can just go there, have a chat about a game, ask about some games, etc. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.